Yes, to my amplified unit, happy holidays. If you celebrate Christmas, definitely Merry Christmas. If you don't, but you still like to celebrate and get in the good mood and have company over, whatever you celebrate, man, happy holidays for sure. BC, since I was a little BC straight out of the fucking womb, we celebrate Christmas, and tomorrow's a big day. So I'm not a big celebratory guy who loves to get family around and have giggles and shit. I mean, clearly you've been around the channel long enough, you've been subscribed long enough probably, to where you know that BC is not one of those type of individuals, right? But it still is individually, just to reflect on things and to be thankful and to be grateful and to show others how much you do appreciate them. Days like Thanksgiving or a Christmas, you know, they mean a lot to BC, even though I'm not a big celebratory type of guy who likes to be around 100 partiers. You know, maybe back in the day, I was looking for any excuse to party back in the day. But just because I don't get around 100 family members, and just because I don't send out a card to everybody, doesn't mean that I don't appreciate everybody and appreciate everything that I've had, have, and will have. And appreciate the things that I don't, because that also teaches many lessons. So anyway, man, that's just a little bit of sentimental opening there. For professional wrestling, it's the opposite, right? When you know there's a holiday-themed show coming up for World Wrestling Entertainment, you know that you are in for one shitty fucking show, and you just hope that it's not going to be worse than the holiday show previous, right? You're hoping to at least stay even keel. But with WWE, every single holiday, it just keeps getting worse. Halloween, you had the fucking... You had the pumpkin on top of Otis's head in the trick or street fight. Christmas, no different. You're going to have the Miracle on 34th Street fight. And we all just say, it's all right, man. Have fun, basically. You can't always critique with such a watchful eye, basically. You can't always critique to the most dire of measures, BC. You gotta learn how to have fun when watching wrestling. Well, shit, you ain't gotta tell BC, man. I've been asking for fun out of Monday Night Raw for the past 10 fucking years. I'm looking for any semblance of fun, any reason to be excited, to be intrigued, to be at the edge of my fucking seat, to have a cliffhanger that we actually have to think about when the show is over. Trust me, I'm searching for fun. When you find fun, let BC know, because if you're telling me that last night on SmackDown was fun, not by a landslide. If you're telling me that watching people get hit over the head with Christmas trees, or covering somebody up with 4 or 5 Christmas trees, hitting them in the back with a candy cane kendo stick, hitting them with a chair that's wrapped in Christmas present wrapping, mistletoes that bring back wrestlers to life, right? Oh, you don't like supernatural. You don't like all supernatural. But when a mistletoe can take a guy who's pretty much about to be pinned and bring him back to life like it's Popeye that just ate a tank of spinach, that's completely okay, right? Because it's fun, basically. It's a Miracle on 34th Street. And by the way, isn't it funny how for years we slammed Vince McMahon for these stupid street fights on the holidays where people are getting powerbombed through cookie tables for Christmas cookies everywhere, or if it's fucking Halloween, you got the pumpkins all around getting smashed over people's dome piece. You got all the candy being split over people's dome piece. And we slammed Vince McMahon because we said, bro, every year it's the same fucking thing. And it keeps getting worse and worse. And it's making your wrestlers look like complete fools. You look at Otis with a pumpkin on his head, or whether it's Elias or Miz back in the day with a pumpkin on his head. They've never recovered from that shit because we're not going to forget it. It's making your wrestlers look like absolute fucking clowns. And you're just doing the same shit. Every single year we see the same type of situations because you can only do so many fucking stupid food fights or trick or street fights or Miracle on 34th Street fights. You can only do so many. You guys know I'm right. But isn't it funny how we slammed McMahon for years, and now that Triple H took over, ever since the Halloween, I've been hearing the same excuse. Oh, it's okay. I don't know why anyone's going to slam this. This is a tradition. You guys have to realize this is now a holiday tradition. So what we once used to slam Vince for in the stupid gimmick holiday matches, now all of a sudden we're okay with it, and now we call them tradition. It is now tradition in WWE. Every Halloween, every Christmas, you're going to get this type of fucking schmozzery, this type of dipshittery, this type of gimmickry for our holiday matches. You're going to get the same thing. And now because it's Triple H, we're going to move the goalposts and we're going to claim it's tradition. Well, if this is tradition, I am up. I'm going to raise my hand right now, both of them up high, and say, this is one tradition I hope we break sooner rather than later, because I'm getting the same fucking Vince McMahon product with Triple H in charge. 3 H's is just taking the same fucking traditions that never worked, by the way, that were always slammed, and he's just doing the same fucking shit. Don't tell me about fun. Watching that was not fun for BC. I can give you 1,000 things that are fun in life. Watching WWE last night was not fun from top to bottom. And I'm willing to have fucking fun, and I'm willing to put the Christmas fucking spirit higher than anything else. I got fucking lights on right now to show you just how fucking fun BC is. Look it, lights. I'm fun. That's not fun. Watching what happened to Shayna Baszler last night, which we're going to get to, oh, that's not fun. Watching that tragedy that those fucking women had to be put in that gauntlet match, and watching the lack of care and lack of creative booking for those females is pathetic to watch. I was going to say laughable, but it's a whole nother measure of urgency that needs to be tapped into now. It is no longer laughable. It is tragic to see what these women have to put up with, have to do, because nobody gives a shit about what they're doing with them. Another gauntlet match, and I can't even blame them for going out there and stinking the place up. And you want to talk to ladies, what about Lacey Evans? How the fuck is Lacey Evans now coming back again with more vignettes? Lacey Evans has the world given to her every time it is clear there's no fucking connection. Do you guys realize when she showed up with the nasty, the Southern Belle, I'm better than all you nasties. You look at me with disgust, but I look at you with great disdain, because you could never be Lacey Evans, you nasties. And it never fucking worked, right? This Southern Belle who thinks she's better than ever. No wonder it didn't fucking work. And then what do? Even though they know there's no connection, they know there's way better on the roster. This isn't even a shade or diss to fucking Lacey. There's just no connection, and there's way better. And what do? They give her more vignettes. They have her come back after a hiatus, and they play the sentimental, I overcame all the obstacles in my childhood and in my life, and I am a great inspiration character. Yeah, they did that with Lacey, and it fell flat during the vignettes. It didn't even wait for her to re-debut. It fell flat during the vignettes because it was 5 to 6 weeks of the same fucking sap story, and when she finally debuted, it was a massive fail. Within a 2 to 3 week time frame, they were already turning her heel with that shit. And then it didn't fucking work. She takes off again, minor hiatus. Now's the time. 2 times now it is shown there's no connection, right? This is going to be more than just a repackaging. There's no connection with Lacey. So what do? Now here we go again. More vignettes. Now she's playing another character. Now it's going to be that badass Marine, the vicious son of a bitch that will take out man, woman, any entity, machine in her way. This is one of those military machines that is going to plow straight through you. And if that fails, and when it fails, because the booking is just not there for the women's division anyway, nor for anything in WWE, but when that fails, then what do? Another 2 to 3 month hiatus, and then we bring her back as what? A fucking Bakey Evans? Bakey Evans, her character is going to be like a Sarah Lee or a Little Debbie, right? She's going to have an apron on. She just got done baking a bunch of processed foods. She's going to fucking come to the ring throwing fucking Hostess cupcakes at people and fucking corn dogs. Right? Processed foods character. She's going to be fucking Bakey Evans. That's it. You laugh, but isn't that coming? How many times are you going to repackage this motherfucker? And then you say, well, man, Sasha Banks, you guys always talk about Sasha Banks this, and Sasha's amazing that, and this and that. Could you imagine if Sasha Banks got just a fucking ounce, just one iota of proper care, management, and booking? Because she's good on her fucking own. She's great. She's the best. Could you imagine if the Machine actually got behind Sasha Banks one time in her career? Because her 6 title reigns, no, there was 3 title reigns within like 80-something days at one point, so you can only say she held it 3 fucking times, and she never got the proper booking during all 3. The other 2 fucking title reigns with her fucking tag team strap, she was lied to the point where both times she had to walk out of the company because they said they were going to make a tag team division, they said they were going to make their tag team relevant and the titles, and it was all lies. Could you imagine if this Machine, the WWE, actually got behind Sasha Banks? I'm just using Sasha as an example. There's plenty of females, by the way. Could you imagine if they gave Asuka the proper fucking attention, care, and booking? Didn't have her drop her undefeated streak at WrestleMania to Charlotte several years ago and then go on a downward plunge afterwards where she was a Raw champion and you would have never known it because she was holding the hands of people like Lana and Charlotte, and it would have been Lacey Evans if she was around back then. Yeah, that was Asuka's title reign. Could you imagine if these ladies got proper booking? Why is Lacey Evans getting the fucking world? It's one of 2 things. Either Triple H is this fucking stupid and he doesn't have a creative bone in his fucking body other than those few years in NXT when everybody else was coming up with shit for him and it was so easy to write 1-hour television on the WWE network and then have a takeover every now and again with 5 matches. Yeah, that can be much easier than running a real show. So now it's either Triple H is this bad at his job or this is Vince McMahon running the show, which is one of our great concerns. We already know he's on his way back, people say, but BC says he can't really be coming back if you've never left. I think Vince has always been there, whether it's a phone call away type of situation. Vince has always been there, man. And we always know he was high on Lacey Evans. Is that the reason that Lacey keeps getting these fucking stupid pushes that are making no connection with the fans? And it's mind-boggling that this much time is being put into somebody like Lacey, why Xia Li gets the fucking shaft left and right. And many others. Shayna Baszler cannot buy a match that's over 2 minutes long. And every Shayna Baszler match ends in a fruit roll-up, by the way. I've been saying that for months. Wait till we get to last night. But these females get nothing. No vignettes, no care, no attention, no booking properly. But Lacey Evans, time after she fails, and the next thing fails, and the next thing fails, there she is with a new repackaging. There's the Machine ready to get behind. Another blonde-haired, big how you doings bombshell. Blonde-haired, big-boobed bombshell. And that's not even shade. The Machine gets totally behind Charlie Flair. The Machine gets totally behind Lacey Evans. And both have something in common. There's no real connection still to this day with Charlotte Flair or Lacey Evans, yet the Machine refuses to budge on both. Meanwhile, the Asukas, the Shayna Baszlers, the Xia Lees, the Sasha Bankses can't fucking buy an ounce of proper booking, time, care, or attention. They have to create their own, and when they start to get too hot, they fucking rip the rug from right underneath them, the carpet from underneath their feet. That's the fucking truth, man. You shouldn't have to be just a blonde-haired, big-boobed pro wrestler to have the Machine get behind you. They botched Naomi. At least they're doing better with Bianca Belair. Naomi, for years, nearly 10 fucking years. It has been 10 years. I've watched them botch Naomi left and right when it was her time to shine. And then I saw them only put Naomi up on fucking billboards or banners or outside the arenas when they were in places like Brooklyn, New York. Yeah, know your crowd, right, Vince? They did a lot better with Bianca. Times are changing and they're being forced to. But it's clear as fucking day to see that if anybody else doesn't have a connection, if somebody doesn't work with the crowd, Vince, H, Stephanie, Nick Khan, it doesn't matter. They're quick to give them the axe. Charlotte has been repackaged 10 fucking times, or at least brought back in a heel/face 10 fucking times. She's been a heel or a face because they don't know what to do with her because there's just no connection. So every time she comes back, After just 2 to 3 months, they're flipping her. No connection with Charlie still to this day, and we're going to play the same game when she comes back for Rumble. Lacey Evans, same fucking thing. You can bring her back 10 fucking different ways. Lacey Evans is the same exact way. It doesn't matter if you bring her back as Bakey Evans and she starts coming throwing cupcakes at everybody when she comes down to the ring. It doesn't matter if you give her Ninja Tozawa's old gimmick and she's fucking Ninja Evans. It doesn't matter if she takes Jake the Snake Roberts' old gimmick and she comes down with a snake. Lacey the Snake Roberts. It doesn't matter what gimmick you give her. You could give her the Big Boss Man's, the Big Boss Evans. You could give her the Undertaker's gimmick, the Under Evans. It won't matter, bro. There's not a connection. I don't know any other way to say that. She's decent on the mic. The problem is not good. And what I mean by that is she can give you words that's going to insult the crowd, and it'll sound like good gibberish. But when it comes down to substance, there's nothing that people are latching onto. Same thing with Charlotte. Charlotte can cut a decent fucking promo. Charlotte can go out there and diss the fans and trash people at home and talk a good game to whoever she's about to face, but there's no real substance that people are latching onto. That's why I say that there's a level where they're not topping. There's decency in their promo, and they can't fucking get to the substance that people want to give a shit about what they're saying. There's a difference. So we play this fucking game nonstop. So yeah, I wanted to spend some minutes on that because I caught wind of another vignette of Evans, and I'm like, what are we doing, man? How many times could you switch her before people go, bruh, this is laughable and actually sad. It's not working. Why is Xia Li getting shafted every fucking week? Most weeks not even used. Why is Shayna Baszler, when she is used, flat on her back in less than 2 minutes via a fruit roll-up every fucking time? Why are these females getting the shaft? Tegan Nox just gets back and she's already on a losing streak. Candice LeRae debuts, and ever since she's been 50-50 booked literally. She wins 1 week, loses. Wins, loses. Why all these females are going through that? And why is Lacey getting the fucking world every single time? The company refuses to believe that the fans don't give a fuck about Evans. The company refuses to believe that the majority of wrestling fans don't give a fuck about Charlie. Of course, they have their fan base, right? Every wrestler has fans that are gonna be with them. That's great. And I say the same thing all the time to Lacey Evans fans or to Charlotte fans or any wrestling fans. Awesome. I have people that BC is a fan of that a lot of you guys don't like Jinder Mahal. I know that's not popular. I like Jinder. Creatively, I could come up with 10 awesome ways that Jinder could actually create a buzz in pro wrestling and get fans interested in what he's doing. Problem is WWE doesn't know what to do with somebody like Jinder Mahal. But that's what I mean. I like Jinder. Most of you guys, you don't even want to see Jinder on the TV. I get it. I totally understand that. I don't take offense to that. You know, today you say the truth and fans are like, oh man, they're amazing. Fuck you, Baszler. Well, I mean, I've heard much fucking worse. I don't think I'm fucking lying one fucking bit. I've done all the research I need to. If you're a fan of somebody, that's one thing, but you still need to tell the truth. They're not doing a proper job with their booking. Maybe they just can't get over. Maybe there's a deficit within them that prevents them from getting over, in which case, that's when the company has to say, when we do releases, maybe it's fucking you that needs to be released. Why does everybody else have to get fucking fired when they're ready to roll and there's a connection, but some people get to keep their job when there's no connection? BC's waving a red flag on that shit. So here we go again. Evans is getting another major fucking repackaged push with more vignettes, and fucking Evans, or should I say Shayna Baszler, flat on her fucking back looking up at the lights in less than 2 minutes via the stupidest fruit roll-up imaginable. We're going to talk about it, trust me. And Xia Li, she gets a couple quick victories. You think after what she just helped out Damage Control on Monday, they're going to do something huge with Xia, and then she's just eating an Elder Raquel last night. You can't make this shit up. By the end of the night, you're seeing fucking Miracle on 34th Christmas Street fights where Ricochet looks like he's about to... Ricochet cannot even stand. Braun puts a mistletoe over his head. He kisses his girlfriend Sam, the ring announcer, and he just comes back to life. And everybody goes, it's fun, Baszler. Wasn't that a fun show, Baszler? Hey, Baszler, wasn't that a fun... Did you see the mistletoe? Did you see the powerbomb through the Christmas cookies? After the match, Braun put a Christmas cookie in Kaiser's face in his mouth. It was the green cookie, basically. It could have been the red one. I love sugar cookies, basically. No, I didn't find it I didn't find it at all entertaining. I got hit row in there. Top Dollar shouldn't even been in there. The guy couldn't even fucking hang on to his opponent last week because his leg gave out. He almost broke his own neck trying to fucking fly over the top rope as if he's a fucking 747 flying over the fucking flyover states. Flying over the Pacific. The only problem is it's Top Dollar flying over a wrestling ring top rope. No, that should not be happening at over 330 pounds. But he tried it. But you say give him an A for effort, man. No, I'll give him an F for failure because he failed. And he almost broke his own fucking neck. And everybody that's why I hate those spots where everybody has to hug each other outside and everyone's looking up to wait for the one fucking idiot schmuck who's got to jump over the top rope to do his spot. That's why I hate gymnastic spots in pro wrestling. But here we are. Everybody was outside acting like they're fucking in a tussle while they're all looking up, waiting for fucking Top Dollar. When Top Dollar fucked up, they all fell like dominoes anyway when they didn't even get touched. But it's supernatural that's ruining pro wrestling. No, it's the fucking gymnastics and the idiots that are trying them. No offense, Top Dollar. I actually like Top Dollar, by the way. So I know that's a harsh critique, but that's what I do. I'm a harsh critic. If you're new to the channel, and I know I've had hundreds of new subs within the last couple of weeks, a couple of videos just kind of exploded, man, and a lot of people found the channel. And thank you, but I hope you know, if you subscribed, I hope you know what you're on board with. I am the harshest critic in the community because I love pro wrestling more than anybody, or more than most. So when I critique it, you're going to get every single bit of my passion and amplification. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. If Monday Night Football is on with a presidential speech, I'm still going to blame the show for pulling in a bad rating. Of course, I'll say it's affected, but the show still has to produce. If it's the holidays, you're not going to see BC just fucking telling you all about the joy that was in the show and all the positivities. I'm going to tell you why the show fucking sucked if it did. And last night fucking sucked. Top Dollar's in there. Ashanti. And they just fucking dropped the fucking title match. Why they were even in a title match. Hit Row just got back 2 months ago. Irrelevant for the 2 full months, by the way. Won one stupid gimmick match last week, and we had a tag title match. But you shouldn't be shocked. I mean, Kevin Owens is getting tag title matches. Matt Riddle's getting fucking tag title matches. Elias just met Matt Riddle, and they were getting a title shot. And then Riddle couldn't fucking fail another test. So Kevin Owens is just walking by catering. There's an open spot for a title, and he's like, I'll go for the titles tonight. And then you guys wonder why BC is just befuddled how anybody can accept this WWE. It's been months since Triple H has taken over, and since then, 3 H's is lost. I am done hearing bullshit like, oh, he's just cleaning up all of Vince's wrongs. It's going to take a long time. Hey, Lacey, it's going to take another year to a year and a half. Basically, just give it time. He's putting the pieces in place. The puzzle is going to make more sense as we get further along. But no, you know what you're seeing? You're seeing the same fucking product. You're seeing the same formula, the same redundancy, and the same nonsensical decision-making that we saw under VKM. At points, no question, it will seem better. At points, a 3H's WWE is a little better than VKM, but just barely, and that's at points. Other times, most times, I'm seeing the same fucking show. He brought back a bunch of people, and he doesn't even know what the fuck to do with any of them. And then we get what seemed like a 27-minute video package last night with John Cena. You would have thought the dude's going into the Hall of Fame, or he just passed away. Like if you didn't know and you're clicking on and you're seeing a fucking long-ass, multi-minute John Cena promo package, you're thinking something happened. Oh no, did we lose John Cena? No, he's just coming back for a stupid tag team match next week. But they're just filling up time because it's a tape show from last week, guys. You see the same kid from last week's Friday Night SmackDown, this little kid with a sign, "It's my birthday." Here we are 7 days later, there's the same fucking, "It's my birthday." You know, taped fucking shows, and then you hear all the piped-in crowd noise because they don't give a fuck on their own. So there's 3 H's. Let's pipe in the noise like, what's that, Vince? Vince, I know, I'm telling them I know exactly how you like it, Vince. I know how you love it, Vince. I'm going to give it to you exactly how you love it, Vince. And then H tells everybody to do what Vince fucking wants. They're one of the same, man. I honestly think right now you are watching a show. You are watching WWE with both dudes with some power. Vince McMahon with the ultimate, and I think he's still calling shots. And I think 3H's also has some power now, much more than he ever has. And I think you're getting that direct result in how horrible these shows are. So should we talk about it? Much love to all my members, by the way. All my Amplified Gold card members, my gold status members, man. You guys got that shout out earlier. Much love to all you guys. And by the way, man, oh, no. I'm going to save that, Max. But yeah, I got some MJF. A little bit of a funny MJF story, but maybe I'll save that, man. I like to put out a Christmas video tomorrow, possibly. See if I can get that going. But for now, let's just keep this. Let's keep this at SmackDown, man. And we started off, by the way, pretty fucking good. We started off Bloodline. Paul Heyman hyping up the Usos. Roman Reigns was there because again, it's a tape show. He was there last week. That's why he was there, right? You can kill two birds with one stone here, man. So there's Roman Reigns, but it was Paul Heyman hyping up the Usos tag title match later with Hit Row. He was hyping up Solo Sikoa taking on Sheamus next week. And, of course, John Cena's big return in a tag team match with Owens to take on Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns. And, of course, Cena's just coming back to do a tag match because he's got movies to film. He's got big Hollywood commitments coming up, and he can't just have a one-on-one match. So this is going to be a lot of schmozzery, right? The 5 moves of doom will probably be performed, but it's mostly going to be Kevin Owens doing all the action or John Cena getting the shit kicked out of him or just doing his power moves. So this is by design, man. Everyone's all excited to see this tag match. This is going to be fucking so much smoke and mirrors, bro. But whatever. It'll be good to see John Cena for one fucking night, I guess, right? So Paul Heyman is pumping all this up. Roman grabs the mic and tells Sami he looks frustrated and irritated. So, and I quote, "Get it off your chest, Sami." So Sami does just that. Sami unloads on Kevin Owens verbally. Then looks right into the hard cam. And Sami Zayn tells John Cena, and he's grilling the hard cam. He tells John Cena verbally, and I quote, that when you mess with the Bloodline, you're gonna get smashed. You're gonna get smashed for stepping to the Bloodline. So, and then he went on to it. It was a good fucking 60 to 75 seconds at least on fucking just unloading on John Cena directly to the hard cam. Roman then gives Sami Zayn a hug, a big hug, while like patting him on his head like a father to a son. Bruh, that turn is going to sting. When they finally do the turn on Sami Zayn, you're going to remember a moment like that where Roman is hugging Sami, he's patting him on the head, and Roman is looking right at the B cam, you know, the cam that's inside the ring, and Roman's looking at that cam, and you can just tell something's rocking, man. Something ain't right. Sami Zayn could be in a world of shit. I didn't mind that opening at all. And then it just went down south, man. Usos stay in the ring to take on Hit Row tag title match. Number one, the fact that Hit Row has a tag title match would be laughable if it wasn't pathetic. Number two, Top Dollar's leg completely gave out last week and almost snapped his neck doing his best imitation of an eagle soaring over the Atlantic Ocean. The only difference is it wasn't an eagle flying over the Atlantic Ocean. This was over 300 pounds of Top Dollar flying over a WWE top rope, and he almost snapped his fucking neck. And then moments later, he almost dropped his opponent on his dome piece because his leg gave out, supposedly. So he couldn't even hold up his opponent. Now, this was a taped show, so this tag title match was just an hour or two later than that original match. This is a taped show, so after Top Dollar had that miserable performance, hurt his fucking leg to the point he couldn't even carry somebody, an hour to 2 hours later, they filmed this fucking match. They taped this match. Dude, call an audible, bro! It's not that big of a deal. It ain't that deep. The match was beyond forgettable anyway. The Usos end up winning with 1D. I love the Usos, one of my favorite tag teams in the world. But it's a forgettable fucking match. Nobody will go back and watch that shit, or at least not the fucking majority. They'll save themselves and never have to fucking issue another minute of that type of fucking tragedy in their lifetime. They will help themselves and not put themselves through another minute of that fucking misery, because that tag match was beyond forgettable, and that's an understatement. And you had to have known it was going to be. So why did he need to be in this match and put others at risk? I mean, he went to the back, he got cleared and a snap of a finger, and he's wrestling an hour later. This whole thing just seemed odd to me, and when the match was done and over with, BC said, was that necessary? That's literally what I asked myself. I said, was any of that necessary? Nope. Gauntlet match to determine the number one contender for Ronda's title. Sound familiar? This is what Vince does every fucking time with these titles. Not even just the women. Vince McMahon does these type of matches because he's too fucking lazy and doesn't give a fuck to come up with a real number one contender through storyline, through shit that's believable and makes sense, and then you build the feud, and then you have to see that title match at the next pay-per-view. Nope. No, and now 3H's is doing the same thing. This is why I say, is this Vince McMahon solely calling the shots, and 3H's is literally just a puppet right now in a position just so Vince can call all the shots from afar? Or is this a type of situation where they're both in power, both trying to call the shots, and this type of shit is continuing? Is Triple H literally that bad at his job that he's doing exactly what Vince does? And he's just taking the women, he's putting them all in one fucking match time after time. We just did this, man. That's how Shotzi got her fucking matchup with Ronda. It was like a gauntlet or one of those type of matches, man. Maybe like a battle royal, or it was one of those gimmicky matches. And we do these non-stop. Liv Morgan got a fucking shot like that recently. And this is just the latest. Let's just throw all the ladies out there in a gauntlet. Whoever wins will say that's the number one contender. There's the story. So we have a number one contenders gauntlet match, man. Xia Li defeats Emma to start, then Xia defeats Tegan Nox. And then I'm thinking, great, finally they're giving Xia Li some fucking love here. This is obviously Zaya's going to win this, and then Ronda's just going to fucking beat her at the Rumble or whatever, or maybe it's fucking next week on SmackDown, because this is what Triple H does and Vince McMahon. They blow their fucking load on the shows these days. The pay-per-views mean nothing. So, okay, Zaya's going to win. Zaya's going to be booked dominant for like another month, and then all of a sudden she's going to drop that match and go down to the beginning of the line. But if she showcases exactly what she can do, like I know she can, maybe she'll turn enough heads that even though she loses at Royal Rumble, maybe they'll keep her in the limelight going forward, and she'll have something prestigious for WrestleMania, right? I'm keeping up hope at that point. Nope. After she beats Tegan, she loses to Raquel Rodriguez. Boom. BC, why would you even think of that, man? You're thinking this company's really going to get behind Xia? They just had her lose against Raquel just like that, bro. Just like that. They just had her lose when they just showed her up on Monday to help Damage Control, to help Io, to help Dakota. So there's a little momentum. They have her beat Emma and Tegan, and then she cannot beat Raquel yet again. This is not the first time she's lost to Raquel. So the 50-50 booking is just going to ruin these individuals. You think just because she won the 2 quick matches over Tegan and Emma that we're going to forget or not fucking remember the whole fucking atrocity that she cannot get by Raquel? No. Somebody like BC knows exactly that this is horse shit, and it's devaluing Xia Li at a time where she needs to be prestigious, booked as such, so she can be looked at as such. If you keep issuing these people losses when the most of the crowd still doesn't have a reason to give a fuck about them, you're only hurting them. But they don't have the fucking time to give Xia anything because they're too busy sucking the right nipple of Lacey Evans and the left nipple of Charlie Flair. It's bullshit, man. Xia Li has to fucking eat that fucking L. And then we're supposed to go, but she won 2 matches. And by the way, why was Tegan brought back? Tegan Nox was brought back, just like I said about Candice LeRae. She's literally 50-50 booked since she debuted. Mia Yim, who is now Munchkin, and Sarah Logan, who is now Van Halen, are forgotten entities. Forgotten already. Why were they brought back? Why is Tegan Nox brought back if she's already losing the majority of her fucking matches? She automatically gets a tag title match within a couple of weeks. She loses that. She's in this gauntlet, can't even get by her fucking first competitor. Thankfully, by the way, because she should not be beating Xia. But why put her in that position? Guys, I have all these questions. Blaisley, you're so negative. Man, Blaisley, all I'm hearing is negativity on Christmas. Well, give me a show of positivity. Give me a show of positivity. And I'm not talking about the positivity where the New Day dresses up as nutcrackers and comes out of a Christmas gift during a gimmick match like 34th Miracle Street fight. Which, by the way, happened. Yes, the New Day jumped out of a present as nutcrackers. It's a long story, but we're going to have to talk about it. You give me the fucking positives on the show, I would love to talk about them. I just talked about how I like the first segment, actually, and I'm going to talk about how I like what happened with Bray coming up. So there is positives that I will discuss. There's just not enough. These decisions are fucking pathetic, man. And it is weakening your women's division and your women's roster members to the point where they are beyond laughable. It is actually sad what is happening to these ladies under 3 H's, by the way, not Vince. You want to give him all the glory when you think you're getting something good. When you know that this shit is unacceptable, call out 3 H's. Stop sucking his fucking schnoz. He doesn't need you to do such, and he doesn't even like the fans. He said this a million fucking times. Don't forget, it was him. It was 3 H's, Paul Levesque, that said, you, the fans, don't know what you're talking about when you slam Vince McMahon for shit. He knows what's best for business, and you have no idea. That is basically a quote. So maybe you know you cannot criticize Triple H because he'll come down hard on you again. Well, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. He's going to hear the truth. This shit is unacceptable. So Raquel defeats Xia Li. All right, then. Raquel then defeats Liv Morgan. Remember all the momentum Liv Morgan had? Come on out just so you can take a fucking quick loss to Raquel. And that was with a botch, by the way. Liv goes for Oblivion, which she was on point with. Raquel sort of catches her and sort of powerbombs her. Raquel is just not strong enough. This is not the first time I've seen Raquel not be able to lift motherfuckers up. Just a few weeks ago, Raquel was supposed to catch Liv Morgan and put her through the fucking commentary booth. You remember that? Was that at a pay-per-view or some shit? I forget. Raquel could not lift her up, and everybody was like, it was Liv, man. She was too far away. Well, Raquel said she can carry her. She can't. She was on the steps. You guys remember. Well, now you're just in the ring. She just did Oblivion. You should be able to carry her up, lift her up. You can't. You know, you can have big muscles. If you're not strong, there's an issue. So Raquel botches another one there. Not good. Not good at all. Then Raquel awkwardly pins Sonya Deville, I believe it was. And at that point, Raquel, we believe, is the number one contender for Ronda's championship. But not so fast. Hold on. Now, post-match, Ronda Rousey comes out and tells Raquel, and I quote, "You can wipe that grin off your face because you haven't won anything yet." And Ronda starts smiling as Shayna Baszler comes down to the ring. Now, we should be like, oh, dude, it's Shayna, a badass. This is going to be good. We should be saying that. But for the past couple of years under Vincent Kennedy McMahon, VKM, the old bastard in Stamford, Connecticut, Shayna Baszler has been a fucking clown, a joke, a tragedy in WWE. Sadly. So now when she comes down, we have no fucking feeling or emotion at all. She should be badass because in real life she is. She was booked like a fucking joke. So now, subconsciously, we view her as a joke. And it's so bad that we upfront consciously look at her as a joke. It's sad, man. It truly is that BC had no emotion when she came down. Because what do I always tell? If you're a new subscriber, guys, I'm gonna let you in on something I've been telling my people for months and even years. Remember I said this. When Shayna Baszler is in the ring, most of the time, you already know how it's going to end. If it's a Shayna Baszler match, it's going to be less than 2 minutes, and she's going to be flat on her back looking up at the lights by the awe-inspiring, ultra-devastating Fruit roll-up. Shayna Baszler cannot kick out of a fruit roll-up, and she loses by fruit roll-up more than anything else under the sun, and it's sad, and usually it's really quick. Last night, no fucking different. No different. She stepped into the ring. She beat up Raquel for a few seconds, took a knee brace, I think that was on Raquel. She holds up a knee brace to the hard cam like she just won an Olympic gold medal. Literally holds up the knee brace, and that's all that matters in the world at that point. Look! I got the knee brace! And she looks at the hard cam for 87 minutes. It seems slight exaggeration. And Raquel just scoops her up by the poontang, flips her over into a fruit roll-up. You guys know the roll-up. And Baszler, you see the thumbnail. You see the thumb. Baszler, this is what I mean about the fruit roll-up making you look like a clown, like a joke, like a fucking idiot, an embarrassment to your profession. Look at Shayna's arms wide out up top as her little legs are frolicking. Oh no, I'm in a roll-up. I'm in a roll-up. I can't get up. I can't get up. Like the Christmas Story. You guys know the little brother in the Christmas Story. It's on 24 hours here in the States. So you're going to be able to see the Christmas Story. It's on TBS and TNT for the next 24 hours by the time you're viewing this, all through Christmas. Watch the Christmas Story. Watch the little brother. He's in this big snowsuit, and he falls into the snow, and he can't get up. And he's like, guys, I can't get up. That's Shayna Baszler when she gets fruit roll-up. She can't get up. All it takes is one fucking shoulder just to come a little bit off the mat, right? Just a centimeter. That's all it takes. And instead, she's not even moving her arms, guys. She's frolicking her little legs. And there's just a little bit, by the way. Because there's nothing she can do realistically. If she tries to move her arms, she's going to accidentally kick out. So she literally just has to kind of stay there. And that's what I mean about this is so embarrassing. And they don't just do it once or twice for Shayna Baszler every few months. It's every single fucking time she loses, almost, basically. She steps in the ring, beats up Raquel for a few seconds, holds up a fucking knee brace like she just won a gold medal, or the Super Bowl, or the NBA playoffs, or she just became the Cy Young Award winner in the MLB, like she just won the World Cup. She just pushed aside Venezuela and she won the World Cup on her own. She's holding this thing up like she actually accomplished something, and she gets rolled up, and that was it. Raquel knows the playbook. I'm just going to roll you up. You're one of the baddest women in pro wrestling. You're a real fighter. A real fighter. Before you even got to pro wrestling in WWE. And Triple H, 3 H's and VKM make sure that they make you a joke, a clown, and an embarrassment. 3 H's does the same fucking thing that McMahon does. Fruit roll-ups, Shayna Baszler in less than 2 minutes every single time. And this is why when BC says this is the same show that I've basically been seeing with Vince, how are you guys not seeing this? They're pushing Lacey Evans with another repackaged vignette fucking smorgasbord pumping out at us. Another Lacey Evans push when it's just not working. That sounds like Vince McMahon. Shayna Baszler losing in less than 2 minutes via the fruit roll-up yet again sounds like Vince McMahon. A miracle on 34th Street. Christmas street fight sounds like Vince McMahon with the Christmas cookies and the candy cane kendo sticks. And the Christmas trees being smacked over somebody's dome piece. Sounds like Vince McMahon. Oh, no. We can't say that. It's tradition, Baszler. H is keeping tradition, and it's going to take a while, too, BC, don't forget. Don't forget, BC, he's correcting all of Vince's wrongs. That's one of the beauties I love hearing. He's correcting Vince's wrongs. Are you fucking that stupid, yo? I'm going to ask again, are you that stupid? Don't be a stunad, as we say. My Italian heritage, don't be a stunad. Vince McMahon is calling just as much, if not the majority of the fucking shots. And when H is ready to take some fucking swings, he's striking out just like he used to a few good years in NXT because you had a world of help at your fingertips, and when you got competition, you were fucked and you were out of the game. Literally and figuratively, the game was out of the game. No, I see right through that schnoz, brah. This motherfucker is failing left and right. So either Vince is calling these shots as well, or the majority, or Triple H is that fucking bad at his job, and he is literally doing everything that Vince does. Theory needs to be pushed. I got you, Vince. Lacey needs to be pushed. I got you, Vince. Miracle on 34th Holiday Bash fight. I got you, Vince. Shayna needs to lose via roll-up. I got you, Vince. And I can go on and on. And then you're like, why does PC say it's almost the same shows, man? There's so much noticeable differences. A few more minutes on the matches. Some people came back. You can sense the aura. The atmosphere is different. By minuscule amounts, buddy. After 6 fucking months, you say it takes time to correct Vince's wrongs. All I'm seeing is somebody double down on those wrongs and make the same fucking mistakes. The formula's still the same. The commercials, I still know when they're going to commercial. I'm still seeing fucking rematch after rematch. I'm seeing shit that should be at pay-per-views on fucking TV. I'm still seeing all the same shit. You're not. You're watching pro wrestling. BC is studying it. I know what I'm talking about. 3 H's is not getting any fucking credit right now from BC. I'm fucking befuddled by this dude right now. What happened to Shayna Baszler last night in terms of pro wrestling would be a crime. If you could take it to that dramatic level, it would be a fucking crime. How much lower can you take her? Why not just tell her it's done? It ain't working and let her get her walking papers. You never want to see somebody lose their fucking job. But at this point, you're going to do her a favor and stop embarrassing her. She has a bright future wherever she goes, but what they're doing with her, what Triple H, what Paul Levesque, what 3H's is doing by just doing the same thing that Vinnie Mac was doing is fucking pathetic. And if it's VKM making the decisions and H is just sitting back going, I can't do anything, then he should be just as ashamed for letting this happen. At the same point that I couldn't believe how Shayna looked such like a fucking idiot last night, how she lost in the most embarrassing of ways last night, and I can't believe I'm saying that because I say that so much about Shayna Baszler, but they keep topping the embarrassment level. The embarrassment bar keeps going higher, and she keeps beating it somehow. Or should I say lower? And like Limbo, she keeps getting lower and lower. So in one aspect, I can't believe how embarrassing and how done dirty they did to Shayna last night. But on the other hand, I should not be shocked. That's exactly what we should expect. I tell you guys every fucking time there's a Shayna match to expect that. I'm just befuddled that they keep finding a way to embarrass her and make her look like more of an idiot every single time. Absolutely fucking pathetic. Bray Wyatt starts hour number 2 talking about how he tried to tell us, but many didn't want to listen. And I quote, he was never Uncle Howdy. And he goes, I admit it, you guys thought I was, even if for a moment you guys thought I was. No. He says, when I think of Uncle Howdy, and he stops. And then he says, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. He says, when it comes to Uncle Howdy, and again, he pauses. At this point, he's basically like to his knees in deep thought, like he just gets super emotional, and he just needs a moment to collect his thoughts, it looks like. And then all of a sudden, snap of a finger, drop of a fucking dime, he lunges at the cameraman and puts a claw on him. Lunges right at the cameraman. Real camera, too. It's not one of those ones where, like, you know, you could tell it's just a wrestler with a fake camera, or maybe a real camera, but it's not on, you know, and they just show the... No, he lunges at the camera that was actually live, so you see him coming at the camera, and he takes the dude out with a claw, the mandible claw. Old school Mick Foley, and we've seen Bray Wyatt adopt that as well. And he's got this claw locked in to the point where Adam Pearce runs down with a bunch of officials, and he's screaming for Bray to stop. It was actually kind of funny because Pearce is like, Bray, stop! Bray, come on, Bray! And Bray seems, the screaming did work because Bray seems to snap out of it just a little bit, enough to unleash that mandible claw, unlock it, and they were able to get this cameraman out of the way. I mean, dude, Bray, this dude just went from 0 to 100 at 1.5 gigawatts. Bray was just talking naturally. I wasn't Uncle Howdy. And then when he started to talk about Uncle Howdy, something happened in this dude. This is big because we haven't seen this Bray Wyatt yet, guys. We've seen the Bray Wyatt that you can tell there's an anger issue deep within. You know, he's trying to be a good Bray Wyatt. And he's trying to also fight off this Uncle Howdy. And then we've seen Uncle Howdy, but to see this Bray snap like that, right? There's no question now, right? Bray attacking LA Knight in the back, and LA Knight going, I know it was you, but Bray saying, no, it wasn't. And then we see that it was actually Uncle Howdy. But this was the first time where we saw this Bray, take somebody out. So this is a big development in the story, guys, and the connection with Uncle Howdy. I look for this to really pick up pace in the next couple of weeks. So even though that doesn't seem like a big angle, it's actually a huge piece to this puzzle. Rey Mysterio then defeats Angel Garza via the 619. Karrion Kross and Scarlett are watching on from the bleachers, basically, way up high in the stands. The distraction had zero effect on Rey, obviously, and that's impressive because if Scarlett Bordeaux is watching you, right? If Scarlett's watching anything you're doing, bro, that's a situation where it just might be hard to just fucking... It might be hard to keep doing your business, right? Let's say you're having a wrestling match and Scarlett's watching you. Or you're playing a game of pool at the local fucking pub. Scarlett's watching you. You're fucking shopping for your favorite box of cereal in aisle 6 of the supermarket and Scarlett's walking by eyeing you. It's going to be hard to do whatever task you're doing, man. So that says something that Ray gave no fucks, bro. Ray kept doing his thing. It's going to be hard to concentrate if Scarlett is watching BC. I'll tell you that much, man. But this had no effect on Rey Mysterio. Post-match, backstage, Emma walks up to Karrion and Scarlett and says, "Who the hell do you think you two are? Disrespecting a legend like Rey Mysterio." Emma then slaps Scarlett across her moneymaker, and Scarlett jumps right in Emma's face. I loved it, bro. I was like, let her go. Emma was about to be taken out by a vicious, fucking pissed off, frustrated Scarlett. But instead, Karrion is able to back her off. And Karrion looks at Emma and says, and I quote, "You have no idea what you've just done." Why Emma gives that many fucks about Rey Mysterio is beyond me, but I believe she's just clearly pissed off that her man Madcap got annihilated by Cross and Scarlett in the past. So Emma has this little beef with them anyway, and she's just using Rey Mysterio as a reason to smack Scarlett upside her dome piece and kind of give him some lip service. Although the warning that they're giving her is that you may not have wanted to fucking do that. And Karrion and Scarlett have shown that they will play those fucking games beautifully, man. That's why I can't wait down the road for a Karrion Kross, Bray Wyatt feud if you do it correctly. But that should be way in the future because we're still straddling Bray Wyatt face heel. We don't really, that's undefined right now, and that's okay. Karrion is straight heel, so I don't want to see that anytime soon. But down the line, I can't wait to see those two and just the storyline that they can deliver. See, BC doesn't give a fuck about bangers. I don't care if we're going to get a 5 or 6 or 10-star classic over 32 minutes. I want the storyline to captivate us every show, leave us at the edge of our seat, and the match will be the culminating moment that we have to see from the feud. The match is the fucking icing on the cake with the fucking cherry. But the whole cake that's being baked, every ingredient, the time that it takes to bake it, all of it is the feud, the storyline. That's what BC wants. Larger-than-life characters and storylines that matter, storylines that captivate. Those are way more important than how much the banger was of the match. How many banger stars did it get? 6? I don't give a fuck about how many gymnastics you can do. Can you tell a story? Did you captivate me with your words alone in that promo? Was your story something that I didn't even realize till we faded to black? I was at the edge of my seat. Did your story make me go, fuck, I have to see what happens next week? Not just I want to, I have to, because Bray does that shit. And I think Karrion and Scarlett, if given the right stories, could do that as well. Then we get a 27-minute, and it'll be interesting to see what we do with Scarlett and Emma, by the way. If they want to go one-on-one, or if they want to do Madcap and Emma versus Scarlett and Karrion in a fucking mixed tag, hey, that could be fun, man. I just want to see Scarlett get a little bit of revenge with Emma, man. That could be fun. We get a 27-minute video package on John Cena next. There's a slight exaggeration, maybe not 27 minutes, but it felt that way. You would have honestly thought that this dude was going into the Hall of Fame, and that was his video package. You would have thought he just passed away, unfortunately. Oh, no, not John. No, it was just because he's coming back next week to have a stupid tag team match. Just to do a few moves, pop a rating, have his one match a year for the last 20 years, keep that record going, and then he's going right back to Hollywood. And we gave him a fucking... It honestly felt like 27 minutes. You went through his whole fucking career. Through his beginnings, through his fucking turns, not heel turns, but like slight repackagings. You went through his Make-A-Wishes. You went through his work with the fucking military. You went through his Hollywood career thus far. I'm like, what are we doing? He's just coming back for a match next. What the fuck? A couple of minutes, I was like, this is a good video package. This is nice. After 3-4 minutes, I was like, all right, bro, we got to get... Are we really just filling up the fucking hour with John Cena? I was mind-boggled by how long that fucking video package was. Main event, Miracle on 34th Street. Imperium versus Ricochet and Braun Strowman. You had all the bells and whistles that a Christmas holiday bash street fight would have under Vince McMahon. You have the same fucking thing under 3H's. If you told me Vince McMahon ran this show, ran that main event, I would have said, of course. I would not have blinked if you told me that Vince McMahon was running this show. This match had everything that Vince does every fucking holiday. The wrapping paper, steel chairs, candy cane, kendo sticks. Braun was buried under Christmas trees. Ballerinas and nutcrackers were coming out of giant Christmas gifts. A ballerina came out of one. NXT Tag Team Champion New Day nutcrackers came out of another present, and they were doing the nutcracker stomp, which BC loves, by the way, but that's another story. Ballerinas, nutcrackers, a Holiday Express train from Strowman. So they called it a Holiday Express locomotive when he does his little choo-choo around the ring. It was a holiday train, guys, like the Polar Express. Yeah! Polar Express! It's hot. It's Christmas, basically. Ricochet was brought back to life from a mistletoe and kiss from Sam, his ring announcer girlfriend. So Ricochet, he can't even stand. He can't even stand, and he's trying to get up by the barricade. And Strowman finds a mistletoe, goes over to Sam and him, hangs a mistletoe over their head. Sam kisses Ricochet, and Ricochet comes back to life. And the same people that go, I hate Supernatural, are the same fucking idiots that went, oh, this is fun. This is fun. He got jolted back to life. Man, she's hot. I'd come back to life too, but it's like... He just came back to... Guys, I don't even mean like he got some energy, right? Oh, I know that kiss, man. That's my girlfriend. I got some... Okay, I'm going to keep rocking. I ain't quitting for you, babe. No, he fucking came back to life and started running a house like he's Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, and Randy Savage all in one. Moments later, he's winning the match, guys. And get this, by the way. The finish was Ricochet hitting a frog splash. And I can't make this... This is exactly what Michael Cole said. So Ricochet does a frog splash. I think he did it off the shoulders of, like, Braun. So he gets a couple extra inches off of Braun's shoulders. And Michael Cole, on the frog splash, yells out. This is the call to end the match. Michael Cole says, Ricochet flies like a reindeer! 1, 2, 3. Ricochet wins. Imperium. Just looks like idiots. Imperium, they were getting powerbombed through Christmas cookies. I'm not even joking, man. Christmas cookies on the table. Christmas cookies going everywhere. After the match, Ricochet takes a cookie, a sugar cookie, and stuffs it in the fucking... Maybe it was Kaiser's mouth. They just look like idiots. I can't get the image of like Miz in that pumpkin. I can't get that out of my mind. Or Elias. Or this year it was Otis. A couple months later, and I still remember Otis with a pumpkin on his... I mean, like, this is what they do. They make their wrestlers look like absolute clowns because I'm told it's tradition, basically. They always do these corny matches. It's fun. Basically, have fun with wrestling. I'm waiting to. If that's fun to you, congrats to you. You're not helping pro wrestling. You're part of the problem. You're not the solution. You're part of the reason why the ratings suck and there's no interest. I just want to tell you that. But congratulations if you actually thought this was all fun and this show was awesome and that match made you giggle around Christmas with your Christmas family and friends. Basically, for 1 week, I just didn't care, man. I had family and friends, and I just wanted to giggle. And it made me giggle. Remember when Braun was covered by all the Christmas trees and he came out? Basically, the ballerina was funny, man. She was twinkle-toeing around Ricochet. And the Imperium members. She ballerina, basically. And the nutty crackers, they're so nutty, basically. Did you laugh? Did you have fun with it? Awesome. Because that's why I saw a lot of people say, it's fun. I couldn't believe that, like, just not long ago, we were slamming Vince for this shit because he was doing this type of shit for years and he was making his wrestlers look like jokes. And ever since 3H's took over many months ago, Halloween, I was told, no, basically, have fun, man. It's holiday tradition on Halloween. And now here we are for Christmas, and instead of calling out 3H's botched booking, we're instead giving more excuses. No, basically, it's holiday tradition, the Miracle on 34th Street. Okay. Then the 24/7 title is a tradition, right? And 3H's is probably going to bring that back at the fucking announcement of Vince McMahon. Vince will just fucking call him up and be like, I want it back. And H is going to be like, okay, boss, it'll be on Monday. And here's the 24/7 title. And you won't bitch. You know what you'll say? Oh, basically, it's a tradition, man. It's the 24/7. It's no harm, no foul. It's a 3-hour Monday night show, basically. I think if they just do it a few minutes, I think 3H's has a plan. He's correcting Vince's wrongs is what he's doing. He knows what he's doing, basically. This was fucking pathetic. I didn't laugh at this, guys. I really didn't. I didn't laugh because the second they announced it last week, I didn't even go over the taped fucking results, by the way. This was a taped show. I didn't even go over the results. I was like, you know, it's going to be right before Christmas. Entertain me. Entertain me. And this is the same goofy shit we get every fucking year. It's like your favorite show. And every season that your new show is out, if it comes around a holiday, you're basically getting the same episode that you've seen in the past. You would not be happy with that. You'd be okay if every year they do a Christmas type of a show. Right? Many shows like Friends or King of Queens. I'm just thinking sitcoms. King of Queens, Seinfeld maybe. Right? Maybe it's your hour-long dramas. Your fucking, I don't know, Grey's Anatomy, Chicago Fire, fucking whatever hour-long dramas there are. Maybe they do stuff for Christmas every year. But you're not getting the same exact show. With WWE, you're seeing just the same exact shit. You're just getting the same thing. Just you take out a few parts, add some parts. Some wrestlers. Take out these wrestlers, we're going to do it with these wrestlers this year. And that's why people like BC can't sit down and be entertained or have fun with it, because I already know what's going to happen before it happens. And when it's all said and done and we fade to black and the show is done, I got nothing out of the ordinary. I got nothing that was special. I got nothing that was worthy of 2 hours of my fucking Friday night before Christmas. I got nothing last night that I would ever go back to watch, or if I didn't have the review channel like this, I would ever even talk about with other wrestling fans. Nothing. And to hear Michael Cole end the night on the finish of that match, when Ricochet jumps off into the frog splash, and Michael Cole says, and I quote, "Ricochet flying like a reindeer." It was at that moment BC said, "What the fuck am I watching?" It was one of those, what the fuck are you doing with your life type of moments. Ricochet's flying like a reindeer. 1, 2, 3. Ricochet is flying like a reindeer. And that makes Strowman Santa Claus. He had his little hat on last night, his little Santa hat. I'm all for having fun. I got my little Christmas lights. Let's have fun, right? Make it fun. Make it fun. Make it entertaining. Make it interesting. Keep us at the edge of our seat. Make us want to, and even more importantly, need to tune in next week. These shows don't do that. There's no fun on these shows. You can put 10 individuals in that ring, because we saw this with Halloween so many times, right? 10-man tag. You could put them in there and you could call it a trick or street fight, a miracle on 34th Street. The only miracle is that I didn't either A, fall the fuck asleep, or B, put my dome piece through any brick wall I came across. That's the miracle while watching this junk. You can call it anything you want. It doesn't matter what you want to call it, man. The St. Valentine's Day Smoochy Coochie street fight. You could call it the presidential election erection street fight. It won't matter. It's all going to be the same fucking thing, and your wrestlers are going to look like absolute clowns, like idiots, and it's going to do nothing for your fans. The most you're going to hear, the biggest response, the best response you're going to get from this, from your audience, and I know because I just gauged the audience again last night, the best you're going to get is, "Oh, it made me giggle a little. That shit was so stupid, it was a little funny." Those are the type of responses. So stupid, it was a little funny. And then if you really press them, like, of all the things that make you laugh, of all the things that you think are funny, are you really saying that street fight made you laugh throughout the match? Yeah, they'll think twice and they'll go, okay, maybe not. Maybe I'm just using that word as loosely as I would show up to the arena and yell, "This is awesome! This is awesome!" Every single time there's a good gymnastic sequence between Gymnast A and Gymnast 2. Gymnast B. That was SmackDown. I understand it's taped, and I understand everybody's got their excuses. Basically, it's taped. They always kind of phone it in around the holidays anyway. Basically, it's taped. They always phone it in when it's taped. Basically, they always do the gimmickry and the stupidity. Basically, it's just for a week or two. It's all good. Basically. No. No, you were in a prime. This is what we said was going to be different with 3-8. This is what you told me, dog. Now you're moving the goalpost. You're changing all the rules. You told me everything was going to start to change, right? It doesn't take 9 months to change Vince McMahon's wrongs. You just start changing big shit. You start giving a fuck about your booking. You start changing the fundamentals and the foundation. You start changing the formula. You start changing shit. You don't start doing the same fucking shit. You wouldn't just keep doing this over and over. You're just on autopilot. 3H's had many weeks to build to Royal Rumble. They got rid of the day one pay-per-view. We said, oh shit, this is good. He's going to build to the Rumble. And instead, he's just phoning it in like VKM used to. And instead of saying, yeah, BC, you're right. We used to get pissed when Vince did that. Instead, you're going, well, it's H, so basically, it's tradition that they do this. They always phone it in. Basically, just wait. Man, next week, John Cena, they got the Sheamus Sikoa. A few weeks before Rumble, it's going to pick up, basically. It's going to pick up. I hope so. I fucking hope so. They have a whole extra week off. I hope somebody has a shred of some type of creativity for somebody. But you just shit away the entire month of December, basically, because we are about to come back in January. Just a few weeks before Royal Rumble. And I cannot tell you anything that's investing me, other than maybe like fucking Bray Wyatt, LA Knight. I mean, that's something we can latch onto. Other than that, Sami Zayn, when he finally gets turned on by the Bloodline, I guess. There's nothing. There's nothing here. The women is in shambles. The women's division, not just the tag team titles. The women's division as a whole is in shambles with a champion that is so lost right now and creative, doesn't have a fucking clue what to do with Ronda Rousey, much less her sidekick Shayna, and everybody else in that division. The women's division is it's DOA right now. The tag team division for the men, there is none. There is no tag team division. Everybody is getting a title shot every fucking week. This week it was Street Profits. Last week it was fucking Kevin Owens and Elias, I think it was. Or Matt Riddle. Who the fuck? I don't even know. Maybe it was a few weeks. I don't even know. People are just showing up and getting tag title matches like the women. Tegan Knox shows up and her and fucking Liv are getting a tag title match. I don't even know what's happening anymore. There's no tag team division across the board, men or women. The women's division, done. Right now, sadly. The men, I can think of fucking LA Knight Bray. That maybe is captivating BC right now toward Rumble. I can't tell you anything else. But this is H's big fucking WWE spectrum. Open your horizons, BC. It's going to take a little bit of time, but H is rocking it. Not so much. You want the truth? Just like I said, VKM for the last 10 years sucked. 3H's sucks. And I believe wholeheartedly Vince didn't go anywhere. Everything I am seeing is screaming VKM, HHH, a combination, a 1-2 punch that is currently running WWE and running them into the ground, ruining this fucking company. BC amplified. I hope after that cheerful review, you guys are in a festive Christmas spirit and mood, and I hope you rock out Christmas. I would like to put out a bonus Christmas video for you guys tomorrow. That would be pretty fucking cool. If I can, I will. Until then, rock out Christmas Eve. If you don't celebrate Christmas, if you're somewhere totally fucking elsewhere in the fucking world and whatever, then celebrate the BC Amplified channel. How's that? Still raise up a fucking a nice fucking hot coffee or maybe a cold beverage and scream out, "Salute!" I have to go get a coffee right now, actually, guys, because it's the holidays. Everything's kind of all over the place. So BC has to go. I'm gonna start double fisting 2 different coffees, a latte and a fresh fucking Dunkin'. And I'm going to take down a bunch more coffees, rock out Christmas Eve, and I hope to be with you guys right back here on Christmas Day, man. And by the time this gets out to you, it's already late. It's going to be later on Christmas Eve, too, man, late on Saturday night. But hopefully the majority of you guys are able to catch this. All right, that's it. I ain't going to keep you here a fucking moment longer. That's what I got for you. That was SmackDown. That's the truth. My members, much love and respect to all you guys, man. Gave you that big shout out at the top of the program. And, I can't express my gratitude and thankfulness for you guys showing another level of love and support over to the channel. So to you guys, man, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, rock it out. BC, the top guy, saying, check you. I'm out. Peace.